Kung Fu Panda 4 was directed by Mike Mitchell and is a movie that I honestly didn't think we'd ever see. I remember walking out of the third movie in 2016 and thinking, that was a solid run. 3 very fun movies, I had a great time with it, let's go on. But now we do have a 4th movie coming about 8 years, a little more than 8 years after the last one did. This one once again continues the story of Po, voiced again by Jack Black, who, as we remember from the 3rd movie, he became the ultimate dragon warrior. He was at the peak of his powers and things are going really, really well. That seems to be the case here too, but Master Shifu suggests finding a replacement, a successor, eventually when he has to take the next step of his journey. At the same time, he also has to deal with a new villain named the Chameleon, voiced by Viola Davis, who, as you can probably guess, can take on the form of any villain. And he has to take her on with the help of a fox played by Awkwafina. I'm not sure you guys know this, but the first Kung Fu Panda movie is kind of a rerun movie in our household. Like the first time it came out, 2008, from that time since, it's become a staple viewing. Like we watch it every single time. And it's a movie that has a lot of very fond memories. It's a movie that I'm pretty sure my mom and my dad can quote front to back at this point. I think the second one is also really, really great. As much as it is a darker movie, it's a very fun time. And I also really like the third one. I thought it was a very good finale to that story. And, you know, you got a really great wrap up to Po's journey. So I can't help but say that I was excited to see the 4th movie. Like I already loved the previous 3. I'm hoping that the 4th one would be just as fun. And it is fun. It is an entertaining movie. I can say that about 4 for sure. It is once again beautifully animated with some really great creative stuff on display and with some fun action sequences. Once again, you do get to utilize a lot of the you know environments that are on display, and Po is once again a very endearing character thanks to Jack Black. He's so good at playing this role. It's like second nature to him at this point. And once again, the voice work that he does over here is fantastic. Also, really everybody in the voice cast was fairly solid. Awkwafina was really good as Jin, and I really liked Viola Davis as the Chameleon. There are other characters in the movie. Dustin Hoffman, of course, is there. You still get James Hong and Bryan Cranston as his dads, which was really fun. But there is a lack of some other characters who I'll talk more about later. It's once again got a very fun score by Hans Zimmer, who's done all of the movies so far, and it has its clever comedy moments sprinkled in throughout as well. There's a few running jokes that some of them had very funny punchlines, some of them not quite as much, but they did have more impacts than misses, in my book at least. I did have a genuine laugh out loud reaction to a couple of moments. There's a few very interesting things which they do. But I also think that overall, this is my least favorite one. And I think that has to do with the storytelling, because it's very surface level. The first 2 movies especially, I feel like there was so much going on with the characters and how much was being explored with them that I was surprised at how much of that was not in here. Especially the second movie, which is, like I already mentioned, is the darkest one, and you get so much with Po's past, for instance. But you don't really have anything here to latch on to beyond a couple of things here and there. But even those are kind of skimmed across just to really get to something a little more energetic and funny, which I get is the point because you also have a kids, audience to cater to, which is totally okay. And this one is definitely the most kid-friendly of the 4 movies. But at the same time, this is a series that has dealt with much more intricate storytelling. Even the 3rd one, for what it's worth, did some really deep stuff, including coming towards the finale, like all of the little moments which are, family related with Po over the 3 movies coming together with, him becoming the Dragon Warrior, the ultimate version of that. But there wasn't really anything like that here. And that unfortunately ties into the villain, the Chameleon. Now, I don't think Viola Davis is, any bad over here. She's good. She's trying the best she can with the voice, but you're not given anything to work with over here. You get very basic stuff, and most of it is all through exposition, and it becomes a very simple villain story of, I want to conquer the world because I already conquered one thing. I was like, all right, I guess you could do that, maybe, but sure. But it just takes away from again, more complex villains that have existed. And that really is where I feel like I'm sort of, hitting the wall with Kung Fu Panda 4. Like, I feel like if I was to not look at it from that perspective, then it's probably a much more fun movie. But I do know that this is a franchise that is capable of much more intricate stuff, and that wasn't in here. And it's a little bit unfortunate to see that missing. And I mentioned there are some characters not in here. It's the Furious Five. Now, I didn't watch the trailer, but I heard that they weren't in the trailer. And a lot of people were wondering what's going on with that. Are they in the movie? I'll let you find out for yourself, but there is enough of a lack of them that I really miss those characters. And it's surprising because, you really realize just how much they added to the dynamic with Poe and with all the rest of the proceedings when they're gone. You really did miss them. Like, I would like to see some of this with, Tigress and Mantis and Crane and Viper and Monkey. Like, they're not here. So that's kind of disappointing. I feel like I'm harping on this movie a lot, which is, I'm not trying to. I do want to stress, I did have fun overall with Kung Fu Panda 4, but I also think it's the weakest one of the 4. I'm not saying I'm not open to a 5th one. I will watch it. If this does well enough and this is successful enough, then they'll probably make it. But I am more interested in a more intricate story for the next one. Hopefully that would happen. I'm gonna give Kung Fu Panda 4 a 7 out of 10. You might enjoy it more than I did, and if you do, great. That's fantastic. Maybe that's, that is good. I will not have any problems with that at all. I don't think it's as good as the other 3, but then the other 3 were like very top shelf things. So this is definitely a few steps below that. But that being said, if the next one is a lot better, great. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more videos very, very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies. There we go.